Hey guys, what's up? How are you? Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at 4 G.I. Joe classifieds that have been out for quite some time, but what I want to do, as I try to always do with my G.I. Joe comparisons and reviews, or really outlooks, is comparing them to the 25th anniversary line, which was inspired and heavily followed the look and aesthetic of the vintage 3 3/4 inch from the 80s and late 90s, or early 90s, if you will. And the first one we will look at will be number 72, Copperhead, number 86, Lowlight, number 123, Blowtorch, and number 122, Doc. And again, these guys have been out for a while, but again, like I said, I want to do this to compare them to their predecessors that came before them with the 25th anniversary line, because a lot of those aesthetics were borrowed in the G.I. Joe classified, and they also borrowed from the vintage, which I think is really cool and a really respectful way to continue this new 6-inch line that's been out for several years now with classified, but going strong. And as they've gotten forward, the more they've gotten forward, the more better and stronger they've gotten. So here we go. I am your host, Hebot. This will be another episode of Toys in My Closet. And like I said, just sit back, relax. I hope you enjoyed the review and, comparison outlook of the G.I. Joe classifieds that I have in front of me. So I hope you enjoy your digital drink and stay with me for the entire set and review. I'll see you guys in a blink of an eye. Alright guys, so here we are with the first figure, and this is none other than Copperhead. And yes, Copperhead kind of still feels incomplete because Copperhead is the vehicle driver for the, I believe it's called the Water Moccasin, which I do have the 25th anniversary version. Now, this is the comparison between G.I. Joe Classified and the 25th anniversary. Why I picked the 25th anniversary? Because those are the ones I started to collect from that point on, when they were coming out, or when they first came out. And I rather had gotten these because they were more modernized, more articulated, better accessorized, better weapons, accessories rather, and better paint job in comparison to the existing vintage. Yes, vintage is awesome and very much a nostalgic feeling. But the problem with the vintage is that they were very brittle plastic, and very old. So they were the best things we got for G.I. Joe in the 3-inch line at that time, because that was what we got. But now, as time went on and things got better and modernized, I feel that the 25th anniversary absolutely did justice to that line in a new modern day take with the same scale. Now, they did stop at a certain point and still had a lot of missing characters and key characters that they gave to the G.I. Joe Club, or Club G.I. Joe, to officially continue the line. But because it was through them and there was a third party and they were basically funding it out of pocket, anytime you did it, you had to either buy a few selected characters at a bloated or inflated price of like $35 or $40 per 3-inch characters at that time. We're talking about almost 20 years ago, right? Versus the whole actual subscription for the year, and you got a free character that you could only get as a bonus if you got the full year subscription, which came out to almost $400 after taxes and shipping, again, 20 years ago, which for a 3-inch scale was ridiculous, was crazy. A 3-inch figure back then on a regular store like Toys R Us was going for maybe, I don't know, $8. Maybe 6 or 5. So, to pay $35 at that point just sounded crazy. But I understood why they did it. So, let's get in with the first comparison. This is Copperhead. And hopefully Classified will make his vehicle one day in the Classified series, because it's not really that big. It's not really that big, but because of the fact that it's important to him, I hope they do make it. So we'll start off with the 25th anniversary, so you can see much closer right here as an example. can see the details on him. As you can see there, with the helmet, the eyes being well sculpted, the green on the top and on the two sides with his mask, looking really nice. And then, you know, his actual sheath or, a gun holster here on the chest with the Cobra logo there on the chest, as you can see. And then down to his belt with the silver there and the buckle. And then, you know, he had the holster on the side for his actual smaller size gun. And then these patches of the nice lime green, or neon green to be honest, with the teal in his pants and all the way down to his boots. And even the boots had nice buckles and painted detail and things of that nature. And here goes the back side as well. And these were very nice because they weren't done with that type of technology where the rubber would break and crack and stuff. It's more modernized and made better, and they were made and built to last. So this copperhead was excellent, as you can see. Very nice, very nice, and I think it did an excellent job. And what he came with first was one of these wonderful G.I. Joe stands that says Copperhead and then the Cobra logo. So we'll stand him here just so he can stand much better, really fast, as you can see there. Right? And we'll pan the camera front a little bit more, like so. So we'll put him down here real quick. And he did come with his actual small pistol, as you can see there. And then he also came with this gun. And I'm not good with guns, I don't know their names. But I know it's the one the Leatherhead or Leatherface used to have with the grenade launcher. And I guess Arnold had in the movie Commando, right? So what we'll do real quick is, let me put the gun here on the side of his gun holster on his leg, right? Like so. Boom, like so. And you just close it over. And then he had one real trigger hand with hold the gun. So you can really put it on this side. So then you put the gun on this side. And the bad thing about the 25th anniversary, even though they had so many good things going, is that the wrist would not have a pivot swivel to swivel it either back and forth or side to side. So that's how it looks like, obviously, fully accessorized, as you can see, with a stand. So there you have the 25th anniversary of Copperhead. And then let's take a closer look now at Copperhead. That is from G.I. Joe Classified, and obviously much bigger scale, 6-inch. And you can see how they tried to stay really true to the essence of the character. Beautiful sculpted face with eyes, the green, right? The side panels, much more like lanky and more realistic. It doesn't look like a big, huge helmet over the head like the smaller 3-inch scale. He has the green on the gun holster in the chest, as you can see, it's all detailed. Has the nice big silver Cobra logo, as you can see right there. Let me see what else I can check. Hold on 1 second. Then, as you can see here, they gave him more detail by adding these bandanas or wrist things on his biceps, right? His gloves, really nice, with the black on the teal. Then you go to his belt, with nice detail there with the skull, as you can see, with the black. Then he gave him this sheath here for like a big machete, right? The shirt goes down, same thing with the lime green on the side, and then all the way to the boots. The only thing you don't have in the boots is that his buckles are not painted silver. And then in the back, instead of being like green, they gave it like a black protector over the actual crotch area, like a plate area. So Copperhead being 6 inches, right? They did a great job with him. And it's very true to the original, except with this not being green, the gloves, and the middle part of the crotch not being the teal color. But I think that's to give it a more realistic, modern look, which I don't think it's a big deal. I think it works well. It fits the characters well. And, you know, I think it's a good choice of color deco to give it more pop, so to speak, right? A better pop. Then he comes with all these. This is his holster for the side, for the gun on the side. You know, the nice leathery look. Then this is his pistol from the side. Not the same pistol, something a little different, obviously. But all in all, as you can see. Then he has another pistol that they gave him that he wears in the back. Looking like Clint Eastwood's in Dirty Harry. Big revolver with a scope on it. It's painted really well, as you can see. Really nice. Then they gave him a actual machete with actual silver and the holster. And it makes sense because he's from the swamp. So to have a machete makes a lot of sense in the swamp. To cut off whatever, you know, weeds and stuff are out there while he's driving on his water moccasin. Then they gave him here another holster for the bigger Dirty Harry style gun with the bullets on it when they're nicely painted and everything like that, with that kind of snake skin material on it. So basically what we need to do is accessorize them. So what we would do is we would put first the holster here and slide it right up like so into the top until it's snug enough that you see that it fits and it's not moving. And then we'll take the first pistol here and slide it in like so, and then close it, and that's the first accessory. The second would be the machete to slide in here on his machete holster. Slide it in like so. Boom. And then you have that there, his machete holster. And then you put the other piece, which is the other gun holster, in the peg in the back, across his back, like so. Put it in the peg hole. It fits in really well. And then from there, what you do is you put in this gun, the Dirty Harry gun, so to speak, right? The Dirty Harry gun. Lift this up, slide it in like so. Bam! And then push this in like so. Here on the peg. There you go. And there you have it there in the back as well. You can see it's put in correctly. And so there you have it. There is Copperhead fully accessorized. Let's take a closer look. Copperhead fully accessorized, as you can see there. Right? And you see that he looks great. So, as far as Copperhead is concerned, I think any real G.I. Joe fan, and especially those that are fans of this character, would not have a problem with this iteration of Classified. So now let's move right along to the next character. So next we have, guys, none other than the sniper extraordinaire Low Light. And Low Light was a figure that we actually surprisingly got early on Classified versus when we got it in the 25th anniversary. The 25th anniversary came out kind of like around the Pursuit of Cobra when they were doing that, that series. And when they were doing that series, they were putting a plethora of accessories on the figure or figures, but the figures, were only still priced, like I think it was at $10.99 or $11, or $12.99, something like that. I know it was still cheap at that time, and it was kind of like years later. But again, the quality was very, very high. Even though it wasn't labeled as, G.I. Joe 25th anniversary, it was still a continuation through another series because the movies that came out and things of that nature with the 3 3/4 inch line. So let's start off with Low Light on camera so that we can take a closer look and we can see and zoom in on Low Light. And you can see it has a very nice kind of Russian or German look to him with his beanie hat. That's black. And he has the gray on the side, as he always has, with the black. Nice bunch of buckles, and you see the grenades. Now you will notice that low light looks a little bulky. You got to kind of press this in so he'll look more slender. And that's because they use the same molds, and it, you know, with the 3 1/4 inch, but to make them look more like with the details that the care of each character, they would do like an overlay. As you can see there, I believe there's something there. Yeah, there goes this G.I. Joe star. The black pads on his, you know, shin guards, black gloves, black over here, you know, the buckles in silver. A lot of paint application, even though it's like a lot of grays. The knife pouch here, the pouch here for the CB or the radio communicator, the pouches on the, you know, the black on the knee pads, and then black here in the bottom with some silver, and then dark midnight black on the boots. And you can see in the back, same thing, buckles painted on, and really nice with a lot of like detail that looks almost like chainmail on the actual vest, if you notice, right? So very nice figure with the blonde hair as well. So let's zoom out some here. And now let's take a look at what he came. First, he came obviously with the actual stand that says low light. Let's place him on here so he can stand well for the rest of the review, right? So to speak. Then, see there, which I always thought this was cool. So, first and foremost, he came with his case for his rifle sniper, excuse me, all midnight black. It opens up like so here in these areas. Let me see if I remember how to open it. Oh boy. It's not opening. Why is it not opening? Oh, I remember now, because you got to pop these this way and that way. So it'll go, oh yeah, there you go. And you can put all the stuff you need there for him as far as putting away the accessories. Then it also came with his backpack. Nice colors of gray. These opened up too. You put the rest of the accessories in here. Highly detailed. You can see, boom, boom. There you go. And he had his radio, communicator, all that colored in detail. And then they had like the kickstand in case you wanted to put it down, you know, on the side, so it could stand up on its own. Where'd he go? Oh. The little rifle, the sniper bullets, and this little thing holster that holds it, sniper bullets. Then he had a scope there with the red beam, but it's like a scope that goes on the ground. And this would be the actual stand for it. So you basically put the scope here, push it in, and then this is what it looks like. It goes on the ground. The actual main rifle piece itself, right there. Silencer. Scope for the rifle. I forgot what this is called. This is what you put in the front to stand, so when you get on the ground and you shoot. His actual knife, colored in really nicely. His goggles. His traditional Uzi. His walkie-talkie communicator. And forget what this is. I think this is the, oh my God, the back part where it goes under the shoulder when you're holding the gun. Oh my God, I forgot what it's called at this moment. The rifle stock, I guess. I'm not sure. Forgive me for that, guys. I just can't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, so he came with all that stuff, and a 3-inch figure in the packaging for a 3-inch figure, which is insane. So what we can do is zoom in or zoom out a little bit, and we can kind of build his rifle real quick so you can see. I believe this slides in here, like I said, like so. As you can see, it comes in and out. You put the scope on the top. Put it here on these buttons here, on these little pegs there, right? So you kind of just, and this is really small, so it's kind of hard to do, but there you go. You put that on. Then in the front, you put the thing to hold it up, for when you're on the ground, it holds it up. So now we got that, and the rifle's basically completely built. And then if you want to put a silencer, I think you can put it in the front. Yeah, it goes this way. You put it on the front, and you add the silencer. So there you go. Really nice rifle. And then what we'll do is we'll put his accessory on. Let's say we'll close this here, right? We'll close this out here. Put his backpack on to make him, so we can see what he looks accessorized. We can put his glasses on, right? His goggles, his traditional red goggles. Because he can't be low light without his red traditional goggles. The knife goes in here. The knife goes in here, and this. The nice thing, they also have somewhere to put almost everything that he brought with him. All his accessories, which is a really nice touch. So you put it in there, the knife. Then, then you put this radio thing here. You put it here on the side to put it away, right? Put it here, like so. Plug it in there on the side. Obviously, I'm going to give him his rifle in his hand. Let's put it on him. Let's put the rifle on. Right here, his rifle, right? His rifle here, right? A hat on. Rifle, there you go. He has his rifle on. Obviously, this goes on the floor. Then what you could do that was cool is you put this on just like they did with the classified. You would put this on his back first, right? Like so, and then you can put the backpack right on that one. Or on top of that one. Like so. And then he would be able to have both on, right? And then the only thing that's missing here, oh boy, let me see. This goes here. I hope you guys can see me. There you go. This goes here. I'm trying to remember. No, the bullets go on the side, and then his communicator supposed to go on his side here, as you see there. But I don't think it had any pegs to put it on, so it doesn't really go in like so. So we kind of leave it off. So maybe we can put his communicator in his hand, right? For the time being, put it in his hand, right? Like that. So he can lift up and pay attention to what he's doing. And there we have the low light, right? Here, ready to go. Like so. And then, the Uzi, of course, is not using it. So at this point, this is the only weapon of choice that he's using. And there we have it. There we have low light, fully accessorized, looking very sweet. Like I said, fantastic 3¼ inch figure. Very, very nice. Very nice. So put him down here, with his other accessories. Straighten this out. Put him here, here, here. There we go. Straighten this out this way a little bit. And now, let's take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified low light, which also come pretty nicely stacked. So, real quick, let's zoom in on low light here. On this actual face scope. As you can see there. It looks very good. Zoom in more. His face scope is pretty awesome. On hair scope is nice. Beanies on. The only thing, the beanie's not as black, dark black. And I think that's the only difference between this one and the 3-inch. The red on the side. The black strap with the green grenades. Little pouch there on the side. Buckle belt with the silver buckle as well. On the side as well, you see the patches and all the pouches. The black, not as overly big as the 3-inch. The black gloves. That looks more gray. I get it. And then the side panel for his communicator. This is the sheath for the knife. And then of course it goes as you go down. Knee pads are not black. I think it's the only biggest difference. And then you have the black guard patches here in the bottom of his leg and what would be his ankle, his foot, his leg area, and then the boots in black, in gray instead of black. And I think that's why he looks a little different, because the black areas really don't have as much black as in the 3.5-inch figure. But nonetheless, he looks great. He looks very true to the original. So let's put a little light here. And he comes with the same backpack. Only difference, it doesn't open from here. And it has the same layout and design. He comes with the same rifle pouch with way more detail with the same hole pegs. You could put them both on his back and you just open it up like so. It has all the areas to store all the stuff for the rifle as well. His classic goggles, as you can see there, the classic goggles. The rifle, without any of the other extra stuff on it yet. The rifle, as you can see. His knife with the silver. His new and improved modern age Uzi with a removable clip for added detail, right? His communicator with no paint. I need to paint this a little red here to match the original right there. The thing to hold up, again, the rifle on the ground. A silencer as well. And the rifle scope. So again, if we put it together, we put the scope on the top here, like so. Boom, boom, right there, right? Zoom out a little bit. We put the guard to stay and keep it up when he's using it, like so. It clips on really nicely. Let's see. Then we have the silencer here. Let's slide it in on the front area. And there you go. There's the rifle. Very reminiscent to the one in the 25th anniversary. So now let's basically put all his accessories on him. We'll start with this rifle backpack in the back. We put it on the peg all the way in. Then we go and put on his other one, slide it all the way in. Now we see that he has both backpacks on. Let's slide, unlike the 3¼ inch version, the 25th anniversary, you can actually take the communicator, right? And you can slide it right in the side here, like so. right there. You can put his Uzi, since he's not using it, back here, which is coming off right now at the moment, but I think it's because the piece is too big, the little hole thingy. The knife, you can slide in the sheath right here, like so. Boom. Right? Then of course, we're gonna have his epic closure with the goggles on, low lights goggles. Let's see if we can slide them all the way down, like so, nice and comfy. Yes, there it is. There is low light with his goggles, classic low light. There you go. Can't be low light without those goggles. Let me tell you, he's completely distinguishable. Everybody knows who low light is by those goggles. And then I put the rifle on this hand because you can put it on either one, because he has 2 trigger hands on each side. So we'll put the rifle on this side, just to differentiate it from the 3.5-inch version, so which is the classified. So there you have it, people. There it is. Let's zoom right out, and there is low light, fully accessorized, looking quite nice. He looks much more slender because he doesn't have an overlay. They sculpted the body, right? And he looks really, really fantastic and very true to the original low light and the classic low light from the vintage era. Without a shadow of a doubt, looks incredible. Very, very nice. Very, very, very nice. So there you have it, people. There is the comparison between the 25th anniversary low light and the G.I. Joe classified version. So now let's move on to the next character. All right, guys, and here we have figure number 3, none other than Doc. Good old Doc. And Doc is a really, I feel, underrated character, but I think he's so cool. And how the thought process came of making him a primary doctor, and you know, the fact that at the time he was an African-American character, meaning that he's black, and he had such a pivotal, important point of duty within G.I. Joe, which he's a doctor, right? And one of the best at that, according to the Joe mythos and lore. So let's start again, like I've tried to do so far, with the version of the G.I. Joe not classified, but the G.I. Joe 25th anniversary. Let's see, and here we go. Here we have Doc, and you see that he has the wonderful green shades on him with the nice little, very, very well proportioned and very neat fro, right? Nice face sculpt, really elegant looking, right? And then you have his pouches in the front with the little medic cross there. His hands and the actual sleeves come only into his, by his elbow and forearm area, upper forearm, and his belt is like the silver and all the little white pouches. As you see, the pouches in the back. Going down, he has the holster there for his pistol, right, so to speak, and a little pouch here in the front, and going all the way down to his basic shoes, and so Doc, he came with kind of minimalistic things, but enough to cater very well to the figure and style of the figure itself. So first thing he came with was obviously the hammock, which is where, I believe that's how you say it correctly, where you lay down the patients in a beige color to match his actual, attire. You see there that it has the, the pouches there underneath, you could put stuff away in some needles, what looks to be a vial. The pouch is where it's underneath, you see. And it's really well scoped, and then you could have the characters hold it there on those things, and you can peg it onto other playsets and vehicles. It does come with the actual base with the word Doc on it. He comes with his, I want to say this is like some type of like grenade or something, grenade launcher or something. I'm not really sure. It is his weapon from when he was in the vintage one, but I don't remember exactly what it is, and I apologize for that. His pouch, obviously, his pouch that he wore across, and then you got his little pistol to defend himself in case of an emergency, right? As you can see there. You can see there, right? And then he has his helmet. Boom. With the medicine bottles attached to the side, which is really cool. And I also think it's something that they accurately used to do in the military back in the day. So real quick, let's put the stuff on Doc so you can see how he would look like, obviously. So we'll put the pouch this way, in this direction. Lift this up. Go like that, like so, right? Then bring this down. Go like that. The pouch is on. And we put his little gun there on the side holster. Put him on his obviously on his little stand, so he can stand up and peg him in. You can hold him much better, right? Of course. There he is on the stand. Put his little helmet on. Bam! Put the helmet on. And then he holds his like whatever this is. Like I said, it looks like a rocket launcher. Might be something else. I'm not sure. I gotta look it up. I'm not sure. And then he has that. Right, he has that. And then last but not least, you can put him to hold the actual hammock in his hands. You just put it like that, and then that's how he would look. So, you see, he comes with less things than some of the other guys, but definitely what he comes with suits him well and makes him look really awesome. So there you have it. There's the 25th anniversary version of Doc. So jumping right into the classified version, as you can see here, right? The classified version of Doc is also a very nice version and interpretation of Doc. Obviously with some modern takes, but nonetheless a very good version. There's his face sculpt, really well done. He has the little white on the side of the grays. Awesome face sculpt. He looks much more weathered and like more veteran, like older, like an older, more professional, kind of aged and you know, aged and veteran type of look. Then you see how they gave him an overlay, you know, vest instead of just a plain jacket in this one. And it comes with a bunch of holes to port different things to suit him. He has a little flashlight, a needle there, like an EpiPen thing. He has the medic on the side, going down bare arm with the. Then he has the, you know, the actual little what you call it, the his watch. And then on his belt or his holster. They didn't make them all white, but they did make it red with the silver, and then have like a nice leather brown, realistic leather brown look. And then down on his leg, he has the holster for his gun, and he has this pouch here with the pocket there where you could put some stuff. He is missing the pouch on like the thigh area, based off the original, but that's because they had to make him look longer and lankier, kind of like Big Lob, but you know, he's not really tall. So, and then his shoes, as you can see, look really good as well. Nice little details, subtle but really nice. And then the back has like so. That's what it looks like. So there's Doc, and he comes with a lot of stuff. Like I said, first he comes with, again, his version of the hammock in that military army green. No pouches and details underneath, but it does fold, so you can peg it in these holes so that you can peg this on his back, which is really cool and a nice addition. Then he comes with his iconic helmet, right? And you could put the two medicine things, as you see. It comes with the medicine, just like vials, just like in the original. His gun is more like a futuristic laser taser type thing, as you can see there. I don't really like it, but you can see it's kind of nice. Then he comes with this version. He also comes with a flare gun. And it's very reminiscent to the way the original gun he had. Here is the holster that you peg on with a flare gun. And you got all these other little pouches like this one, with a medical thing on it and a symbol. Then another one like this, and then another one like this. He got a whole bunch. Then he's got a communicator type thing, one little pouch like this as well. And then another pouch like this. And you can put them on the vest. And then finally, last but certainly not least, he comes with nice removable green glasses. So let's put the pouches first on Doc, right? Just to make sure that he's nice and accessorized. So let's pan out. First things first, let's see. What we'll do is we'll put on the bigger pouch that goes here first. Goes in this one in the front, right here. Right, like that. Then we'll put on this other pouch here on the very top that you can see there. This one goes on the very top, like so. And you see that it has the shovel type thing and the cross. Then what I do, because I felt it fit him better, what I did is I put his flare gun on a holster on this side. I felt like it was better suited for him on that side. So you can put the flare gun in there, right, like so. Then I put this pouch here, this side, like so. And then you can see that Doc is very, thin. But what you could also do is maybe we could put that one that I just had on him. We can put it in the lower back here, right? The back area, because he has also parts in the back. And then we can put this one that's a little bit slender or skinnier, right? We can put that one here on this side, right? Like so. Put it down, right? Then we can put his gun here on the holster, as you can see. And then of course let's put on his helmet. keeping in mind that he has you got to put his glasses on. So I think it works better putting the helmet on him first. Putting the helmet on him first. I feel it works better. Right, like so, right? And you know how he has you see how he has that underneath the chin? Then you go in, I feel, and you put in the glasses over his eyes, like so. Just with a gentle push, and they fit really nice, as you can see. They work really well. Oops, sorry, and they look really nice on him. You see, both sides. Looks good. Then of course he has this one little one that's still left over. So I don't know. We could just try to put it. Can't really put it in the back, because in the back you peg in this. So you peg in his his hammock. So maybe we could put the little pouch somewhere around here for now. Around the gun area, right there. So we pan out back. And there you have it. There is Doc. Fully accessorized and classified. And like I said, he looks fantastic. He looks great. He looks really, really good. Great upgrade edition. But still very true to the look of the original, with a lot of respect to the character's design. So I think it looks great. So there you have it. There's Doc. Now let's move on to the final figure coming up next. So here we go, guys. Here is the final figure, but certainly not least. We have none other than the first and probably the best and most favorite Dreadnought of all the Dreadnoughts, and that is none other than Blue Torch, or actually Torch. And he is badassery. He's a punk rocker, biker, whatever you want to call it, but he looks great. And let's start off with the 25th anniversary. As you can see here, the 25th anniversary of Torch. Zoom in on him, and in all of his glory, he has his red bandana, looking like Rambo. The glasses, he actually looks like Robo's boy Veebs. It's pretty cool to the likeness, but he has the chains on the side, very 80s style punk rocker, no shirt with the leather vest. Then he has the wonderful, design there in the back that says Melbourne, a skull with wings, and then it says a Mueller bow, right? So those are g.i.joe roars and nods and references, I'm pretty sure. Bare arm has some like a elastic in his elbow area on both sides, right? Maybe he's made out of like metal. It is kind of like a grayish, silverish, so it's probably made out of like metal or copper or something, or not copper, some type of material, that's almost like a chain or whatever. He has his black gloves, his belt with the nice, silvers and some black pouches, with the denim jeans and that distinctive sky blue pouch here on the side, holster to hold his blowtorch or his torch itself, the riff, they're going down, some ruffles inside, giving you the illusion that the pants is inside his boots, and the boots are gray. And again, that's how it looks from the back. Nice detail with the bandana being tied, right? So there is Torch, and of course, first thing he comes with is his actual stand that says Dreadnought Torch. Let's actually put him on the stand. And you know, he was one of the first ones from the 25th anniversary because they only had a peg on this side, not that side. That's how you can tell that they were first releases. So he came out kind of early in the line when it came. But very, very close, very, very, you know, like the aesthetically look is very close to the actual vintage, you know, old O-rings, how they call them, O-rings. Here is his backpack, tank, full of air with the odometer, stuff like that, full of the flame, you know, to get, you know, with the chemical or the fumes or the oil to create the fire. So we put this on him and his back real quick. Boom. That's like so. And then this is the actual blowtorch itself, or torch, with the little handle on the back, and you know, very distinctive, and then the wire that connects to the tank in the back. Very distinctive look in silver. And then you have his actual gun, rifle with the knife in the front, to be very punk rock. And so we put the one gun on the one side, right? Like so, right? And then we'll put the blowtorch on the other one, on the other side. You see that the hand is a little bit wider on this side to fit his hand, as you can see there. So you can tell. Kind of bend it completely like that, or whatever, or whatnot, right? And then you plug in that this thing here. You plug it into right there. Plug it in right there. Some people say, and I don't know if I'm wrong, but some people said that this goes actually upside down. As you can see how it is like that from the design. And it kind of makes sense, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So for all you real purist G.I. Joe fans that actually know, let me know down in the comment below. But that's what he looks like right there, fully accessorized. 25th anniversary torch, still an amazing figure. I'm glad I still have it in my collection. And I guarantee you, you know, it probably goes for cheap, or maybe not, I'm not sure. But if anybody wanted to buy them, they probably want to lowball you anyway. So now let's take a look at the 25th anniversary blowtorch. And of course, they went in on it. You could tell that they were trying to have fun with this figure. You can tell they were trying to have fun. And there he goes with the big, thick sideburns and the mustache, with the same glasses, now this time painted in like a burgundy, with the red bandana, the part in the top, nice hair details, no tie, but you know, like a bow tie in the back, like they tied it up, the actual bandana. So this is more like a newer style bandana. He has a choker on with spikes, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or little dots. He has this little, what you call it, a necklace with the skull on it in silver, the chains on the vest, but with the zippers. And now they have like these little skulls here that you can see. The detail's really nice. This has the bandana that he had on the, you know, on his bicep, but in the other figure, as you can see, the 25th, it was on the, kind of like on the elbow. So this is on the bicep, but he only has one with the spikes. They didn't give him two. You do see this wonderful tattoo they gave him with flames and then chains going around his hands tied up with the black gloves, which is a nice detail on both sides. He's got the flame and the chain. Then his belt buckle, they went all out, was they put a skull on it, right? As you can see, they put a skull. Put a skull on it, right? And there's a chain instead of a normal belt. The pouches, they put a chain. So the theme for him is a lot of chains. They made a lot of details. And then you see the fires stitched up on the pockets in the back of the jeans. They gave him 2 holsters for 2 pistols, something that's new that they added on with that nice leathery look. And then the boots, they made them more like, biker boots, as you see, coming from the top, from the knee to protect all the way down, going down, and then they got that little, what you call it, oval look in the front with the buckle on top. So it looks very, 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 very cool. The only thing they didn't put was the actual tattoo in the back. I guess maybe they did a retro version. Then you see all these spikes in the back of the jacket, leathery textures. So they did a good job with him. He looks really great. And he looks really badass. And I think that's what they were going for. And they actually achieved it with this figure. In my personal opinion, they did a phenomenal job with Torch. So Torch, moving along, right? Torch here. He has the tank. Modernized, obviously, much more realistic with that yellow paint. In the middle, it says mock. Right, it says Knox rule, like the Dread Docks. You see the details on it, really nice. Little vial detail in the front that opens and closes. Then they gave him this more modern day style blowtorch, as you can see. And then you see that it has like a skull in the front with fire effects coming out. Like when the fire comes out, it comes out through the holes of the actual skull, as you can see. Really nice. Then he has obviously the little hose that connects. And he has the 2 pistols. Same one in gray, 1 for each side. And he comes with 3 effects of fire, which is, this one here, this one that looks like it's going for a longer spread, and then this small one, like if the blowtorch is on standby mode. So it's really cool that it comes with those 3 effects. So now let's put the accessories on him real quick. So we'll put this here. Nice and snug fit, fits really well. We'll put the 2 guns on the holsters, obviously, here on the side. So here's one. Fit really nice. Here on the other side, there we go. Then we'll put the gun, obviously, goes connected to that right there. That piece. So let's put it where he holds it on this side, right? Oh no, you gotta put it and hold it on this side. He holds, oh wait, put it and hold it on this side like this. And then we'll bring it up. And with the other hand, since it crosses over, right, with the other hand, sorry about that, put it where it could hold this side like this. Like so. Honestly, it's a little tricky. Because you gotta get this just right to fit it correctly. And it might not work right away. You gotta kind of fiddle with it. So you see, you have kind of like that. And, oh, let me put this here. So he's holding it kind of like that. As you can see, this came off. So let's put this back on him. Oh, come on. Oh, we gotta lift up his jacket, his vest a little bit more. There it is. Now went in. Then we plug the holes onto here on this end. And it goes onto this end, like so over here. Wait, where does it go? Oh, it goes on this end. Oh boy. No, that's gonna make it harder. So let's just change it around. Put it on this side instead. So it goes connected to here, like that. So here we go. There we go. Now we put it on this hand. Like this. Bring it across. Putting this hand up. There we go. And that's much better. Ah, there you go. So there you have it. There is how the blowtorch looks like. Like this on. And then, boom, you see? So then you can put the effects in the front, whichever one you desire. So you have this here. Boom. And that's what it looks like. The only problem is that this gun is made out of, or the blowtorch is made out of a really like soft, pliable, plastic. So when it looks, it's one of those plastics that with time, as like the more you have it on, especially since the fire effect has has weight to it, it's gonna keep dipping down like that. So maybe just for display for purposes, when you have them long term, the smaller one, since it doesn't really weigh a lot, is probably the more ideal one to put on torch. Because if not, you're gonna have that continuous dipping of like, as if like it's too soft, in other words. But he looks great and he's fantastic. Very, very amazing new iteration of torch. So guys, there you have it. That is my recent or more recent G.I. Joe Classified Series versus the 25th anniversary reviews and comparison. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. Let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like with a thumbs up or leave a dislike with a thumbs down. It is all a matter of how you liked it. Share the video with someone you think might enjoy it. That will help me very much. And as always, I appreciate all of you that continue to stop by and show me love and support. I try to do as much as I can, but it's hard because I am sick and I have to extend myself very, very much so in my real life for my family. So I hope you really like the review comparison type deal or overlook. It's not more like a review. It's more like an overlook and the comparison. So I like to do that more with the G.I. Joes because there's a lot of them. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, I appreciate it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, like I said already. So you can find me on any social media platform. It's all down in the description below. So guys, I am your host, Hebot, signing off for the episode of Toys in My Closet and with a G.I. Joe 25th anniversary compare and contrast with the G.I. Joe Classified Series version of those characters. So guys, until the next one, I hope you enjoy. And again, thank you for stopping by and taking the time to check my review, my video out, because I know you didn't have to, but since you did, it means the world to me. And remember, if you subscribe and you're new to the channel, I greatly appreciate it, because I know you didn't have to, but since you did, I consider you now part of mi familia. Love you guys. Until the next one, it's your boy Hebot signing off. Bye bye.